possibilities with these 2 necklaces. So, what other questions do you guys have for me?
Where's your letters at?
When you say that you are going to ask them the 2 questions at checkout, how do you go about doing that?
So when I get their wish list, I will start writing up their order, and I just kind of make small talk, whatever they're talking about or something that we maybe talked about during the show. And then I normally lead with joining my team first. I kind of start there and then come down and just say, do you have any interest in taking home information about joining my team? No commitment, you can just look at it. If they were asking me a lot of questions in the show, then I kind of lead on that. Like, I know you were asking me a lot of questions. Do you have interest? And then if they say no, then I just go into, okay, well, what about hosting? And if they say no, then I say, well, what about in the future? So that way I can at least get them as a potential maybe, so it's not like a hard no where we're closing the door. So,
what do you give them if they are interested in joining your team?
Right there, I have. I normally give them the flyer, and then I give them. We book a show that day, if they are going to book. If it's just a maybe, I give them the flyer, and then I give them the advisor one that talks about like what it is, the Sophia, sorry, I can't think right now, the small pamphlet that talks about the excellent beginnings and things like that. And then I tell them that I will call them in 2 days. So, and I do call them, because if you don't call them, then they're not going to join. And that 2-day window is so true, because I've waited past 2 days and they won't call me back. But the ones that I have the conversation with in 2 days, it might not be a yes, I'm going to join, but it's definitely more of a, well, let me think about it some more, but I definitely want to have a show, that type of a conversation. So at least I still have some type of relationship with them. So, but I believe that after that 2 days, the excitement's gone. So, yeah. What else?
Forgot to write it down.
Jen, I have a question. Sorry, I'm not part of the group.
No, that's all right.
I'm sitting here listening. Okay, so I know you've been doing it for a little while. I know some of us have been doing it for a little while, and a lot of us do the first game. So I know we have repeat customers. What do you do when you see a lot of the same customers? So it's like everyone's seeing the first game, they're going to get bored with it. So what other things do you do? Do you still do it? Do you change your list? Like, what do you do?
I still do it.
Okay.
So I've only done one show where I didn't do the first game, and I personally didn't like how it went. So I did the first game, and my customers, because it's normally like my past hostesses, they're playing right along, and they normally are asking different questions, or they normally will do like, oh, I wish I could remember her letters, I forgot to stack my purse, so they're still kind of excited by it. I might change it up though in the next few months, because I'm going to be hitting that 1-year mark, and then it might be kind of getting old. So, but for right now, it's still pretty fresh, and they seem to like it. So, now if they do start remembering my numbers, then my letters, that'll be
everything.
Yeah.
Well, then you have to change your letter.
Yeah, and I did change. These letters are different. So when I've started out with the first game in September, and then when I went to Success Camp in January, I actually watched this type of a show presentation there where she had the visuals. So I kind of took that approach and modified it and changed my letters a little bit. I used to have more letters, so I scaled them down a little bit and just encouraged more question asking. And some parties, I don't get a lot of questions, but most of my parties, the customers are very engaged and they ask questions. There's always a couple that ask the most questions.
When do you do that?
It is with the H. With the hostess. Yeah.
So you give up her gift. So I'm assuming she puts on whatever that is.
Yeah.
And then you're stacking her with those items that you come up with. And you've got 4 hostess bonus, and then you come up with, like, you use 4 items for the 20%?
Typically, yeah, it's like 4 for the 20 and then 4 for the 40 for the additional 20. Yeah. Yep.
And you just put combinations together from your own?
Yep. And I just stick them on. Cool. So that way it's tailored to what I have, because I'm sure you probably have something different than what I have.
I like the bag. It's really cute.
Yeah, and it's kind of, what I've noticed with the bag is that when you're nervous, it's kind of like a little security blanket. So it's like there, and you can dig while they're digging. Yeah, so.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
And I have that, so I can use that.
So, yes, how do you handle whenever you're up talking and you have people doing little side conversations and chatter?
Oh, I call them out.
Do you call
I
them
do.
out?
I'm not afraid to say, hey, you guys talk
Talking,
about
trying to talk over
Yeah.
them because they,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah, I make jokes at them, or I, say, hey, you guys can be part of the party. If people get louder, I just say, well, you know what, I can get louder than you, and then I raise my voice. So I definitely become a part of the party. So if they're gonna have side conversations, then I'm gonna say, what are you talking about? Or you guys aren't paying attention. Those types of things. I guess I'm pretty direct like that, so I'm not afraid to do that. Some people might be talking for them, so I normally just say it, and they get a laugh. So, but I think it helps for them to see that, I want to be on their level. I don't want to be somebody different, that's in their house. So, yeah.
Yeah, 5 minutes, what?
Okay, what's your question?
I don't know though if it's something you answer or somebody else answers. I have someone really interested in doing a catalog sale because they live like an hour away from everybody and they're too small, they can't have them there. But she has a lot of friends that want to order a catalog. Is there a hostess involved in a catalog sale? I mean, okay, so.
Yeah, you can still, do it a book party or a catalog party where you have a hostess. And what I tell my hostesses is that all the work is on them. So then it's their responsibility to get the 10 orders and to get the 2 bookings. Where at least if they have a party with me, then I'm coming and I'm going to be able to help them get the bookings and help get the orders as well.
I have her to my house, but they live like an hour and a half away, and all their friends live out in that area.
You should try a restaurant or something that's in the area, something outside of her house. I mean, if you can't get her to do it, then I would definitely just go for the catalog party, so at least she's getting something. But it's just, she's going to do all the legwork.
Yeah, you just treat her like a
Yep.
hostess,
Yep.
and she gets the same kind of
Yep.
perk.
Yep.
Do you accumulate the names of her guests too? Or
I do. So
send
I
them
will tell my
information?
hostess to get all of their contact information, because then if you can follow up with them, or if she wasn't able to get the 2 bookings, maybe you can get the bookings as well by calling. And after they get the jewelry, they love the jewelry, then they might want to have a party. So absolutely. Yep. Anything else? Thanks. That was really nice.
Yeah, you did a very good job. Thank you very much.